and specialist here. Grant Holloway, USA. Your name says it for yourself. Olympic champion, world champion. And Trey Cunningham, silver medalist at World Championships, finalist at Olympic Games, and NCAA champion, both indoor and outdoor. Yeah. Team USA a little bit here. So Grant, we'll start with you. I've read some press releases recently, and one of them said the title was "The Boss is Back," and the other one, "Artistic Hurling is a must-see." As well as the incredible athlete that you are, that you've shown, the accolades that you've demonstrated. Why should Parisians and international fans should come out here to the track tomorrow to see you and to see this Paris meet?
I mean, I think just in general, you know, the meeting in Paris is one of the, in my opinion, one of the better diamond leagues with all the diamond leagues we have on the circuit. I think, you know, not just the hurlers, but, you know, from all the events that are, you know, put on showcase here, I think this track meet in particular does a great job of showcasing everybody's talent.
Where are you at with your training and leading up not just to the Tokyo World Championships, but before that the US trials?
Yeah, so training's been going well. I actually took some time off because I wasn't at the best of my ability. So taking about 2 months off to, you know, get right mentally, physically, emotionally, and I feel like I've been putting together some great training weeks, unlike before. And, you know, I got to get ready to go out and compete against, you know, great athletes like Trey and the rest of the field. So definitely looking forward to getting out there and competing. This is not Trey's and I's first meeting. You know, we've been doing this for a very, very long time. So definitely looking forward to see, you know, not just where I'm at with my training, but just to propel me forward for USA Champs. The great thing about that, I have the bye. So I don't really have to be able to peak or, you know, tell myself that I have to, you know, be able to perform at that track meet. So with that being said, and you know, I can kind of push back my training a little bit, which is always a blessing. So, and, you know, the ultimate goal is definitely, you know, world champs in Tokyo. I think every athlete will say they're able to give and take a lot of track meets, but that one track meet in particular is the one that they have to win.
I'm just going to ask a couple of questions following from what you just said. The first one is, how mentally strong does one have to be, someone like you, that people expect you to see you competing, to be able to make that decision of taking 2 months off? And the second one is that the fact that you have the bye and that you've got direct qualification, you said that you could delay your training, but does it make it less that you're putting less effort on it?
Less effort, no. More so just understanding the goal at hand. You know, I think everybody wants to, you know, win a diamond league. Everybody wants to win every track meet they go to. I think that is definitely at the top of every athlete's goals. But, you know, you got to be able to give and take. You know, everything in life isn't fair. So for me, I'm looking forward just to putting on a great show, executing my race, doing what I've been doing in practice, I think is the biggest thing. And then afterwards, you know, reevaluate, attack, and then do the same thing again. You know, all these track meets, you know, I use my practices to get me ready for the track meets. I use my track meets to get me ready for World Champs in September.
Yeah, and that willingness to put on a good show, you are a bit of a showman. Yeah. So where does that come from, and how has that grown on you over time as an athlete? Did you become more confident being the showman as well as the athlete?
The showman title you guys kind of gave me. You know, I'm being Grant Holloway. I'm being the same personality I was, you know, that Stan and Tasha raised me to be. You know, I'm being respectful to not just myself, but my competitors as well. I think I'm the same on and off the track. And then regardless, like I said, the showman title you guys gave me. So if I'm a showman, that's great. And if you guys put another title on me, that's the title I'll be.
Thank you. Just going over to Trey. Trey, welcome. On paper and looking at the field, you're probably one of the men that, if not the man, to beat Grant tomorrow on the track. So how would you react to that?
To beating Grant?
Yeah, how would you comment that you are not just beating Grant, but being tipped to be the one that could beat Grant tomorrow?
I mean, I come into every meet expecting to win. I think all of us do that, and if we don't, you shouldn't really step on the track. I mean, I ran pretty fast here last year. I'm happy to come back and put down a faster time.
And what do you think that you need to work on, in particular after those times that you didn't win? And obviously everyone wants to win, but it doesn't happen all the time. So what tends to be the things that you work on after each meet?
You know, me and Coach look back at film and decide where that race could have gone better, and then we also decide what we did well. And it kind of boils down to like staying disciplined, honestly. I think what a lot of people don't understand about the hurdles is we have 12 opportunities to mess up, unlike other races. And so if you're not locked in for the entire race, like you can't fall asleep, because as you're going faster down the track, the spacing you're allowed in the hurdles get less and less, and you have to keep up with that rhythm. And if you don't, you hit the hurdle and things happen.
Have you been able to train? I'm sure you have. And can you tell us a bit more training where during those training sessions you prepare yourself for when you've hit a hurdle but not quite enough to be out of the race? So
yeah, I mean, they're called hurdles for a reason. So they're in the way all the time. I mean, we do a lot more at practice than what we do at the race. It's only 10 hurdles. Tomorrow it's 20 because we have 2 rounds. In one session we'll do 40-ish hurdles. So, I mean, there's ample opportunity to hit the hurdles. I mean, I've got a nice little scar on my left side that's kind of numbed everything now. That's just where I hit it. But, you know, I think mostly when you hit a hurdle in a race, it can either throw you completely off, or it's just like you're so locked in that it doesn't matter. And in races like this, it can't matter.
Being an NCAA champion, it's very competitive, but not just you, but we see international athletes also succeeding in NCAA. How much does that competitiveness, that level, the top level, prepare you for the global stage?
So at the NCAAs, we race every 2 weeks, basically, and a lot of the teams go to the same meets. So you're seeing the same guys every 2 weeks, and usually the same fast people go with the same fast people. And I mean, you're really battle tested in the NCAA, and I think that is something that the pro circuit doesn't really do because we don't race as much. I mean, we can take a month off if we want, or we have 3 meets in a week. So it's just a little bit different in that regard, but I think the transition from the NCAA to the professional ranks, you really have to like dial in your training to make that more of like the every 2 weeks that the NCAA gets. So I think those kids get a great opportunity.
Do you think it's easy then? Shall I just take it that it's easier? In a way, it's easy because there's less competition, but then it's harder because having less competition out so frequently, you need to train more.
I like to race. I hate practice. Practice is so much harder than my competition. So I like racing every 2 weeks. It allows you more opportunity to fix the stuff in the competition, because when that gun goes off, it's a little bit different than the very stable environment you have at practice most of the times. So I like competing more.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much. I will just open the floor to questions now.
Hello, Grant.
Thought we were about to get off the hook.
Sorry?
No. You're good. Go ahead.
Okay, so running in Paris, what does it mean to you?
Paris means a lot. I mean, that was last August. You know, I won my first Olympic gold. So Paris I'm always going to enjoy coming to Paris just based off the memories. But this track in particular, you know, I was able to run 12:98 in 2023. And that kind of like propelled me forward for, you know, what was to come closer towards that world championship year, you know, being able to secure my 3rd outdoor world title. So just Paris in general is a great place for me just to go out, compete, have a little bit of fun, let my hair down, not literally, but and just see what happens. You know, the thing about the hurdles is none of us are scared of anybody. You know, in the sprint events you can kind of dictate, you know, where you want to go, but with the hurdlers, I feel like at every Diamond League there's going to be a fierce battle. So just looking forward just to getting back out there on the battlefield and seeing everything that works out.
I'm sure other questions come up, but in the meantime, I'll add another one. It's about so you've been specifically asked to attend the press conference, trying to put a head-to-head here. on the stage. Similar question, but different outcome. Grant, being a far more experienced than Trey and being at a far stage in your career, so what do you think you can learn about yourself, about the competition in this head-to-head with Trey? And for Trey, is there any sort of pressure, or do you just take the opportunity to become even faster, stronger, and a better athlete with being head-to-head, even if you don't feel like that?
So I think that question is, if you understand Trey's and I history, we've been racing each other since 16?
Yeah, since we were 16.
16 years old. So this head-to-head battle has been going on for almost a decade. So whenever I haven't brought my A game, Trey has whooped up on me, and then vice versa. So I just think, saying it's just a showdown between Trey and I is unfair to say, because we're gonna have 6 other great athletes in those lanes. So not just a head-to-head between Trey and I, but a head-to-head between everybody that has to line up on the field. And the thing about it is, like Trey said before, we have rounds. So if you don't take care of the first round, you're not going to be able to even make it to the second round. So, it's more so just taking care of your lane, your space, and then obviously figuring out what can you fix in between the rounds, and then carrying on.
And a head-to-head with the hurdles as well, yeah? According to you.
Yeah, another head-to-head. Yeah.
And Trey, in your case, how do you feel about this? What's your stand?
I mean, it's what I love to do. I love to compete. And like Grant said, the hurdlers kind of don't dodge each other, and we get to race each other a lot more than most of the sprint guys. So I'm excited to line up, and it's always a test to see where I'm at and see where everybody else is at and see where we can improve.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'll just check if there's any questions. No. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Mercy.
Thank you.